Hi, good morning, and welcome to this next tutorial by Amos, this time about nesting. Well, nesting and boxing at the same time. You probably already know by now that the nesting within Amos is fast, incredibly fast. Usually it takes just a few seconds actually to nest your batch to unseen densities, and we're even improving that. We're adding a few more options and possibilities. So in the next update, you will see even improved nesting. But for now, this is what we already can show you. First of all, well, I prepared this batch, and let's say I want to just show you how fast this nesting goes. You see, I added a few more parts here, so we will need to nest those as well. So I just click the nest button, and there we go. That's just like about 3 seconds, I think, to achieve a nesting density of 18 over 18% for a nesting height of 333 millimeters. Let's say I did something wrong, or I forgot to place a certain part in a locked position, then I just clear the nesting by pressing here the clear button. Of course, I do whatever I need to do with an individual part. Let's say I want to move that at a specific position 000. I lock it there, and then I go back to nesting and I nest with that part, with that specific part locked in that specific place, as you can see here. Again, 2 seconds to just have that nested at incredible nesting densities. And we've noticed, well, it's nice, of course, that you can have a dense and quick nesting, but we noticed with a lot of our users that it really changes, it alters their workflow, not only because they don't need to go for a coffee when waiting for a decent nest, but just that they really start nesting in a different way. You nest, you check something, you think, let's try and improve that or that. You renest, you renest, you renest without just any pain. It just really takes you a few seconds. Now, the next thing you will need to know, of course, is your gap distance and your wall margin. Of course, you want your nesting to keep that into account. And there, as explained earlier, we have a generic nesting gap, generic nesting distance, in this case of 4 millimeters. But for very, let's say, dense, bulky parts, you can also choose to alter that for that specific part here in the parts view. As you know, you can also double click to have that part viewed more closely. And let's say, because it's bulky, I want to give it a bit more gap there for the nesting. And then the algorithm will always take the highest of the two. So don't worry, if you indicate here 0 millimeters, it will still be 4 millimeters in the generic nesting. If you indicate here 10 millimeters, it will take the highest, in this case, the 10 millimeters. So while talking, let's just re-nest again. We know it takes only a few seconds. There we are. And you can see here that the distance improved significantly between those bulky parts. Now, this gap distance is preset, and that's also something you can do yourself. Here in the configuration, in the settings, you can just change that standard nesting gap, whichever is for you the most often used or the most convenient, as well as the distance to the box side or to the build box side. You can change that here in this configuration. Right, so there we have our nesting entirely done. Now we also might want to put smaller parts into a box, and there I have this part, for example, which is quite a small one. I have 6 copies of those, and now I do want to have them boxed. So I just quickly, simply hit that button, and they're already here in the box outside, put outside, because of course we would have to re-nest. And you see that it has these nice edges around, which are not entirely square, not entirely round. Um, but they are adapted anyway to the size of your parts. So the parts won't be able to fall out. Don't worry about that. And also, as it goes back bigger, it increases the size of these struts in between, so that you don't have to worry about the strength of your box. So we got that boxed, and we can nest it. Well, in other cases, it might be a bit absurd. There is our box, a bit absurd to just box one part. So we also have foreseen that you can just make combinations. Here, I got these flanged connectors and wire clips. Let's just box them in one box. So I kept the shift key while indicating those parts, and then they're both selected. And then I go into that. Or I just box those, and off you go. There they are boxed again. You might want to nest them again. If you thought like, I should have done that differently, again, there is no problem. You just click the box here or inside the nesting. You click unbox and you just start over. As you click unbox, they're placed again next to the build box, of course. Right, let's box that once again, nest it once again, and there we are in 4 or 5 seconds with a nesting density of 17% and a height of 353 millimeters. Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoy it and that you can also adapt your workflow. And then, of course, we'd love to hear how you changed your workflow thanks to the super fast nesting here in AMIS Pro. And we look forward to meeting you here on YouTube, through a website, through email, or on one of the webinars that we organize for our users. Thanks again. Have a nice day. Bye.